So guess what? Google co-founder Sergey Brin calls UN transparently anti-Semite after report on tech firms and Gaza. So the UN did a report, and his comments on an internal company forum, so he made those comments on an internal, they came in response to a United Nations report alleging that Google profited from Israel's genocide. So the UN does an accurate report that tech firms are profiting off of Israel currently committing a genocide. And so the co-founder of Google then says, well, UN's anti-Semitic. And well, it looks like that word still means something, I guess, but
yeah.
But I'm not saying you can't accuse everyone of being anti-Semitic every time you're caught doing hideous crimes. I'm just saying that I don't think it's going to work as well as you think it is.
It won't, Jimmy. I just put on my tech mullet because all these guys have mullets.
Uh-huh.
my Bezos hat and my tech mullet for this one. An important story.
So they are, Kurt, they are overusing the anti-Semitic accusation. They haven't just jumped the shark with the anti-Semitic accusation. Yeah. They have jumped into the tank and are humping the shark.
Yes, that's true.
Because as we know,
the shark on this one.
The Zionist perversions know no bounds. We know that. So in summary, an artificial intelligence device is going to gain a conscience before Zionists. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, I think Grok went full Kanye.
So what happened is there's a UN report named corporations that the organization's special rapporteur, Albanese, says should be held accountable for Israel's military action in Gaza. So the people supplying them, not only the United States supplying them the bombs and the bullets and the missiles to kill people, but the tech firms that are helping them with the tech. It claims American tech giants have capitalized on a lucrative opportunity created by its military's expanding need for computing services and cloud storage, driven by the copious data generated by Israel's control of Gaza. The report highlights a $1.2 billion cloud computing contract that Israel awarded to Google and Amazon in 2021 called Project Nimbus, claiming that they stepped in with critical cloud and AI infrastructure after Israel's internal military cloud overloaded in the wake of the Hamas attack.
Wait, so you know what that means? That means because, well, I'm just going to say in my opinion, because it was an inside job, they had to farm out a different cloud so it couldn't be discovered what they did.
I bet you're right.
Just because I got my mullet on.
I bet you're right. The UN support was authored by its special rapporteur on the occupied Palestine territories, Italian legal scholar Francesca Albanese. The U.S. representative to the UN has asked her to be removed, accusing her of anti-Semitism and bias against Israel. So that's what you get. So that's what the United States, and by the way, I have another story coming up later. Spoiler alert, Trump has now sanctioned that person. Trump is personally sanctioning Francesca Albanese, the Italian scholar who's the rapporteur on Gaza, Israel, for the UN. So that's the kind of like there's the specialist in charge.
Oh, the report. I get it. Yeah, wow, that's great. So remember all the liberals thought Russia was running Trump, but actually it was Israel.
It's Israel. Google has sought to publicly distance itself from Israel's national security agencies, but the Washington Post reported in January that documents inside the company's cloud division showed staff directly helping the country's defense ministry and the Israel Defense Forces access AI technology after October 7th attacks. So in February, the company dropped a pledge not to use AI technology for weapons or surveillance from its ethical guidelines. So they dropped their pledge from their ethical guidelines not to use AI technology for weapons or surveillance. That's a poorly written. I had to rewrite that for the Washington Post. No problem. No problem.
You know, much like Washington Post, Google's not a company; it's a cutout of the CIA. So whoever's in charge gets to use the instrument of the government how they want to use it. So before, where all the wokies were there, when the Democrats were in, they used it for their little pet projects. It's not a real company; it's all military stuff.
So the broad guidelines first issued in 2018 after employee protests against Google's military contract. So the people, so their motto at Google used to be "Do no evil," right? So they got rid of that. Just as they also got rid of their pledge not to use their AI technology to kill people. Oh. And they also they first issued in 2018 after employees protested against Google's military contract a promise to pursue responsible AI that aligns with widely accepted principles of international law and human rights.
Oh, like fair trade chocolate. But guess what? It's still slaves picking your cacao beans. Like Oompa Loompas.
So his comments, so this guy, the co-founder of Google, his comments came in response to the UN report released last month that alleged technology firms, including Google and its parent company Alphabet, had profited from the genocide carried out by Israel in Gaza by providing iCloud and AI technologies to the Israeli government and the military, because they are. And so this is the guy's response. So the Sergey Brin, the guy, co-founder of Google, his response is, with all due respect, throwing around the term genocide in relation to Gaza is deeply offensive to many Jewish people who have suffered actual genocides.
What? They're dead. Why would they be offended now?
Okay, right. So I just want to tell you what the actual definition of a genocide is, and then you decide if you think it is. The Genocide Convention in 1948 codified genocide as an international crime, defining it as acts committed with intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group.
Well, that's pretty clear-cut, Jimmy.
That's exactly what they're doing.
They did it before the genocide in Gaza. They were already doing it because they were going, no, they're Jordanians. There's not even a real thing called that, Palestinians.
So those acts include killings, inflicting serious harm on a group, making its living conditions impossible, which is exactly what they've done in Gaza. They're starving them and cutting off their water, cutting off their electric. They've done all that stuff because it's an occupied territory. It's not only is it occupied, it's one open air concentration camp.
Not a prison.
So a concentration camp, different than a prison. Preventing births within the group or forcibly transferring children to another group. So these are all the things that would be considered under committing a genocide. So you tell me if that definition that came up with in defense of the Jews who were genocided in Nazi Germany, he said, I would also be careful citing transparently anti-Semitic organizations like the UN in relation to these issues. Brin wrote in a forum for staff at Google DeepMind, that's the company's artificial intelligence division, where workers were debating the report, according to screenshots.
Be careful. Why? Because Israel will kill you or something?
Brin rarely comments in the internal forum, which is hosted on Google Chat and has nearly 2,500 members, many of them AI researchers. His accusation against the UN confused and upset some employees, according to the forum member and screenshots reviewed by the Post. His accusation confused and upset? I can see upset, but confused? I don't think they were confused. Google's leadership has previously, why didn't these AI guys just ask AI, hey, why would he say this? And then the AI would tell them.
AI has. Did you see Grok is saying anti-Semitic? It sounds like
yes,
Kanye now.
Grok is saying anti-Semitic stuff.
It lost its mind trying to, the cognitive dissonance of pretending Israel's not doing a genocide when an AI is going through the law to answer your question. So what's going to happen to the AI when it does not compute? It's going to be like Star Trek. It goes crazy and loves Hitler now.
Google's leadership has previously clashed with and fired workers who protested the company's dealings with Israel after its military action in Gaza following the Hamas attacks. So they've already. I told you
woke was dead on October 7th.
Yes,
that's why woke died.
You were right.
Because the
Kurt
Google
was right about that.
Fired. Yeah.
Kurt called it immediately. Here's what Glenn Greenwald had to say about it. The UN documented all the tech Google gives to the IDF in Gaza. When the UN used the word genocide to describe what Google is profiting from, for example, what most groups call it, Google's co-founder, Sergey Brin, in a Google forum, denounced the UN as transparently anti-Semitic. I think that's a typo. I think he meant to say the United Nations is antiseptic because look how clean they always appear in photos. Very tidy group. We endlessly hear about anti-Semitism in the United States from the same people who mock concerns of anti-black racism or xenophobia or every other bigotry concern except for this one group.
Yeah, ain't that interesting?
Yes. And guess what?
Jews at war told me, not anti-Jewish. Jews are who filled me in on what's going on. I can't say that enough. Don't be mad at me because Jews told me the truth.
Google is the most profitable company in the world.
Yeah, no kidding.
Did you know this?
Yeah, it's CIA.
It generated $111 billion in profit. And that's not gross. That's just in net profit.
Right.
Over the last 12 months. So there it is.
Like the drug cartels.
It's the number one company in the world, $112 billion in profit.
You live in China, everyone. Do you not get state capitalism, how it works?
Second is Apple with $97 billion. Third, I think, is Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft also with 90. Microsoft and Apple tied.
Yeah.
And then after that, that's Berkshire Hathaway. That's that investment group.
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. Then there's Nvidia. Then there's Meta at 67 billion. Then Amazon. So you're telling me Google makes more money than Amazon?
Yeah.
Facebook makes more money than Amazon?
I bet they do.
Wow. Apple makes more money than Amazon.
You don't see that? Because I only access Amazon through my Apple products.
Wow. And so, of course, Exxon Mobil's way down at the bottom, along with Bank of America.
Oh,
holy cow.
Hey, the underdogs.
Yeah, the underdogs. So here is Warren Gunnels tweeted this out last year, April 5th, 2004. He says Google is a $2 trillion corporation. Its founders are worth almost $300 billion. Its CEO made $226 million last year. It made $111 billion profits in the last 12 months. Mm-hmm. It's spending $70 billion on stock buybacks. It laid off 12,000 workers. A judge found Google is a monopoly. It's time to break it up.
Well, it's part of the military-industrial complex, so no, we're not going to be doing that.
Yeah. So there you go. So now when the UN tells the truth about Israel, Google calls the UN anti-Semitic. So that's just...
Well, Sergey Brin, where's Sergey Brin? What does he do now? Because that Indian guy runs Google now.
So when he's a co-founder, I don't know. What does he do now, Sergey Brin? I don't know. Maybe people in the chat know. But I think he's Jewish from Russia.
Yeah, I mean, certainly he's not from Palestine.
Right, because none of them are.
Well, the Sephardic Jews are. There's Sephardic Jews, and then there's Mizrahi Jews. Some people call them mountain Jews there. That's like this. Mizrahi Jews lived there before anybody got there from Russia or Poland. They did not want Zionists there. Their children were kidnapped by the Zionists to be re-educated with the new Hebrew they speak because they spoke Aramaic, which is the legit language. I was told Hebrew was a dead language, and no, they didn't. They wanted to make an ethnically separate language. That's what that was.
Oh.
But the Jews have always been there. They did not want the Zionists there. The Zionists are secular, not religious psychopaths who just got back from the bad thing that happened in Germany, so they're even more messed up now, and it made life bad for them. They kidnapped their kids. Look it up. The Mizrahi Jews, what they did. Just like Native Americans here or in Canada.
Hey, microplastics are everywhere now. They're in our food, our drinking water, even in our air, and the health consequences are devastating. A new study shows 94% of U.S. tap water and bottled water worldwide contain microplastics. Microplastics are in 88% of our meat and seafood. Even if you eat clean, you're still taking in plastic, and it's damaging your health from the inside out. These particles pass through the gut barrier. They enter your bloodstream and trigger a wave of oxidative stress, which scientists now link to inflammation, mutations, and even cancer. BPA in plastics is known to disrupt hormones, damage DNA, and is now even showing up in the human brain. So how do we fight back? Kimchi. It's from Brightcore Nutrition. It's one of the most powerful natural detoxifiers on the planet. I'm taking it every day. It contains a unique probiotic strain proven to degrade BPA, plus over 900 other strains that help flush toxins, restore gut health, and support your immune system. It's something that I've told you guys, I take it every day, and I actually feel the difference. So right now, you can get 25% off with my code DORE at the link below. For an even better deal, call my friends at Brightcore. Call them and get up to 50% off and free shipping. The number is 888-253-0418. Kimchi, it's all natural, non-GMO, and it's 100% made in the USA. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Toronto, Red Bank, New Jersey, Northampton, Massachusetts, Concord, New Hampshire, Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.